What is the one sporting event that has caused you to be the most crazy, the most insane in your career?
Wow, that's a good. One specific
Yeah.
sporting event? Probably the 90 Buffalo Giant game in Tampa. I thought that the Bills, after beating Oakland 52-3 in the AFC Championship game, I thought they would kill the Giants. And I went on and on and on at the Tampa Hyatt thinking that this game would not be competitive. I had the game early, 21-3. And then by the time Friday at 6:05 came, I had it 49-13. And that was the final that I picked. Now, Peter King, the great, just retired, estimable Peter King, had it 35-14 Bills. For some reason, my 49-13 in New York resonated a little longer. And then I sat in the back of the end zone, the opposite side of Norwood's miss, saying, as that game went on, I said, boy, did I screw this up. And Mike was close to Parcells, and Mike went to Parcells. You're not going to believe this, Bill. My dopey partner thinks that the Bills are going to score 49 on you. And Bill told him, tell that little ham and egger, there is no way I'm allowing the Bills to score 49 points. Bill was right. I was wrong. 2019 Giants, Super Bowl 25. A hell of a game.
Wow.
Suzy, a hell of a game.
I love it. Peter King joins us in the next hour, so we're back to back. You and I are lockstep with our admiration of him. What about the moment where you said, I am the luckiest guy in the world to be working in this job, to be being able to be myself calling sports?
That's a good one, too. Wow. When's the moment that I really felt very fortunate? I would say, I know this is going to sound a little weird because it just kind of occurred. I would say probably that first time a couple years ago when I did First Take. I did a First Take. I just went in there. It was January 2 years ago. Stevie A called me. I went in. I did 2 segments on Clemens and Bonds and why they shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame, and something on the Packers who had just lost to San Francisco in a divisional game in the snow in Lambeau. The next day, ESPN called me, and a day after, they signed me to a contract. That's freaking free at 62 years of age. That is fortunate. So I'd have to say that would be one. I think the other one would be the first day in 2003 when I did 2 books. And my first book that came out, Greatest Sports Arguments of All Time, when you write a book and the book comes out on a Tuesday and boxes of it are delivered to either your house, radio stations. I think that's important too. And I remember one year I went to go do the Today Show. This would have been probably summer of 2003. And I was doing the Today Show, and I walked by Barnes & Noble and the Greatest Sport and Fifth Avenue, and the Greatest Sports Argument book was in the window. I think that, I said, geez, look at that. Barnes, Fifth Avenue. I got a stupid little book that I could care less about. That too. Those two I can give you.
And how about the moment in sports that has affected you most personally?
Well, I mean, I think it's probably Magic Johnson when he announced he had HIV. That was in 90. Mike and I had just started. Remember, he had a press conference in November that day at 4:00. They called the press conference that afternoon. This was not something that was, okay, Magic on November 4th is going to announce his retirement. They called that press conference probably in the morning because his health insurance came back and he had the blood disorder. And he had the press conference at 4:00, and Mike and I were on the air. And to be on the air when Magic Johnson is announcing his retirement from professional basketball, that to me was one of the most dramatic moments that I've ever done. To be on the air when that occurred. The other one that I think of, and this is a tragedy, we were on the air when Corey Lytle, with his test pilot, crashed his plane into an apartment building at 72nd Street and Park. That was a day of a Met Cardinal in 06, of a Met Cardinal playoff game. NLCS at Shea. It got rained out, and Mike and I were on the air all day from soaked Shea, and that accident happened, I'm going to guess 2, 3 o'clock. And we had the NA, we had all sorts of transportation. That was a very dramatic day. He had just pitched for the Yankees 2 days before that. And we had talked to him on the air because we yelled at him, and we had him on Monday, and this happened like on Wednesday. Those two, very, very dramatic, Suzy, very dramatic.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.